Thank you for being here at Living Estranged. I hope you had a happy holiday and New Year. In this video, I'd like to share my thoughts and my journey thus far. After more than 9 years of being estranged from my 3 children, I have written them letters, emailed them, left them voicemails, text messages, private messaging when I could. They called me once just to scream at me where I couldn't get a word in. And my thought was, well, at least they thought of me. I mailed them an SD card with all of their baby pictures on, and holidays and birthdays, things like that, vacations, which they rejected. And then it got lost in the mail after they rejected it. But I did, of course, make copies. I have scoured the internet to find out about them, and when I found something initially, I would be so excited about their accomplishments. But the last time I did that, I found a picture of their entire family, with all of them sticking their middle fingers up in the air, both hands, including my own mother. A friend of hers jokingly asked her, "Is that for your daughter?" And my mother answered that it is. Someone suggested that they all make it their profile picture on Facebook, and they did. My sister-in-law lives on the West Coast, and she joined a Facebook group I run. I freaked out. Whose idea was that? I thought she was more mature than that at 60 years old. Of course, I got her blocked from the group. I shouldn't care so much, but this stuff just shakes me. I had the idea that it would make my kids think a certain way if she managed to find something about me, but reflecting, there really isn't anything. I'm just living my life the way and the best way that I can. I wrote them letters per the court order. I would have the letters sent to their counselor to be given to them, and over time was told that I would be worked in to seeing them at the counselor's office. Sorry, I still get nervous. And then she quit. They got a new counselor. She was too far away, so my ex-husband didn't take them anymore. That brings me to 9.5 years of stalking, stressing, crying, and even moving away to give them their space to grow without running into me by accident. I have mental health problems, and it has even made me think of doing something that would make me lifeless. I do have help, but it has been bad. Recently, I watched some videos that I have done in the past. I found myself saying out loud, "What were you doing? You look crazy. Oh my God." And that's when I realized what they were seeing. Not a rational person. I was incredibly obsessed. It made me feel better knowing. But it also drove me to an obsession. I would do anything to know something, anything about them. I was just feeding a monster. I found out my son has a nice truck, got married, bought a house. I know about his wife. I found out where my oldest daughter was working, as well as my youngest, and then I tried to mess with that, and it didn't work. And I know that sounds weird, but that was a while ago. And with my oldest daughter, I found out where she was working, and that she got a degree in psychology, and maybe someday she'll understand me. It's crazy. My youngest daughter, gorgeous as can be, got a convertible car and got 2 major violations, and she's going to die in that car. What was her father thinking? She has a boyfriend, and I saw a few years ago her father put her on birth control pills. Could she possibly be having sex? My little baby? This is just the tip of the iceberg. I've learned so much more. I would say, to justify it, I just want to make sure they are doing well, taken care of. It made me feel better for a while, but then I'd be back to it. Why? Because I was being fed what I thought I needed. I thought if I knew about them, that it would show them I care, that I hadn't forgotten about them. But after watching old videos I have done, I finally decided to stop. It's done me nothing but stress, anxiety, and most of all, heartbreak. The feeling of rejection and literally hated. My son even told me, "Hurry up and die already." I hoped it would show them in the future that I never gave up. However, now it's time for me to be free. Not give up, just free to live without feeling tied down. I still read the obituaries, I always have. Sure, I can find things out, I have, but now I'm done. I have my own family who loves me, who needs me to be present. No, I will never forget them. I will just pack them away. Their pictures, put away. I did that yesterday. I went through my entire computer, put all their pictures, put all family pictures, put all that on a SD card, and it's put away. So, it doesn't help that I will never... it doesn't help that I never got my deceased son's belongings from my ex-husband. It wasn't his son, but he refused to give me his belongings. There was a lot of things of mine I didn't get, but I moved on. They are just materialistic items. I tried. My ex-husband led me on during the divorce, telling me that if I did certain things, I might get my family back. He fought in court, putting my 2 young daughters on the stand to keep all of the family pets, only to put them to sleep without even telling me. Restraining orders, jail time for me, and continuing to let the kids and the whole family believe that I was crazy. My own son and mother came to court with him. He even lied in court. I didn't stand a chance. I do know... Sorry, I wrote all this out, or else I'd forget. I do know that I lashed out, but I was still grieving a tremendous loss when everything happened. I watched my father pass away right in front of me, and I was Daddy's little girl. I am apologetic, and I do take responsibility for what I've done. Life goes on. I guess this is the new phase of my life, albeit so many years later. I am strong, and I can look ahead into my future and just put the past in a box, somewhere in a corner. No, this isn't a feel sorry for me video. It's to share of what I have been struggling with. Sorry. Struggling with when it comes to the estrangement with my kids. For me to say it out loud and own it gets me through it. That is what this channel is about, in hopes that if you are going through it as well, it's to show you that you are not alone. Feel free to ask questions in the comments, like and subscribe too. I'd like to know if this information helps you or what you would do differently. I would like to know if you are estranged from children, parents, anybody, anything. Estrangement is estrangement. It can really root ugly feelings, ugly behavior. I am well aware of that. I've lived it. But when I decided what I just all said, that I was going to change things because I was tired of the stalking of them, seeing that they're doing so well and knowing that I'm missing all that, I decided to, like I said, pack it in a box and move on. Finally, yes, after 9.5 years. It's very difficult after you birth these children, you feed them, you take care of them for years on end, only to have everything blow up in your face. You feel really jaded. That'd be a really good word. I gotta find better lighting. Yes, I'm very self-conscious, and I can't help that. It's just is what it is. But this is my new channel. I had another channel that I mixed too many subjects together, so I wanted to make this one solely for estrangement. So please like, subscribe, leave your comments. I would love to hear them. I know that sounds awkward, but it also, help each other out with feelings, with sorting out the feelings, knowing that certain feelings are normal. I don't want to say behaviors are normal, but I suppose they are, because being estranged is not normal. Although the research I've done, in today's day and age, it's more prominent than ever, and that's really sad. I missed it when I had my great-grandma, my great-grandfather, my can't talk, my grandparents. What happened to the generations of getting together for Christmas? They've dissolved in a lot of families, and that's sad. So, have a great New Year.